What's up, everyone? Welcome once again to the channel. It's your boy Luis, and today I'm so excited because we are going to be talking about Miss Universe Philippines 2024, more precisely about the Her Story video segment that was just released, kind of allowing us to get to know every single one of the delegates. I personally think that this segment is so important because we get to see the person behind the beauty, the face, and the body. We get to know the human being, and more precisely, where they come from, what they had to overcome, and how they became the women that they are today. I have put together a list of 10 candidates that, in my opinion, stood out the most. So I'm going to be sharing with you all their names and the reasons why I thought that they were deserving of the spotlight. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel, and of course, don't forget to share this video with a friend so that we can reach even more people. So without further ado, let's get right into it. At number 10 on the list, let's start by talking about Miss Baguio, who actually opened up during her story to share about the loss of her dad and how she used that as a motivation to follow her dreams. She shared that the pursuit of pageantry was actually something that she had in common with her dad. So after losing him, it was a way for her to not only accomplish that dream, but also keep a certain connection with her father. In my opinion, this video was so impressive because at such a young age, Dara was able to showcase such maturity when dealing with such a traumatic experience as losing one of your parents. At number 9 on the list, I want to highlight Miss Talisay, who honestly has one of the most inspiring stories that I see in this entire batch. First of all, she mentioned that she comes from a mixed background, her mom being Filipina and her dad from Denmark, and because of that, there is already a certain stereotype that is attached to it, thinking that because you are mixed and perhaps because you have lived abroad, you come from a privileged background. However, Miss Talisay actually opened up during her video to share how her family had to face several challenges, not only financial, but also her dad dealing with some mental health issues, which kind of made it very difficult for the family. And although a lot of people will think that precisely because she comes from a mixed background, she will have this certain level of privilege, she actually shared about her very humble beginnings and how she had to work really, really hard to get herself out of it and in some way try to give back to her community. So I think that her story represents that we cannot really generalize everything and just assume that because certain people have it a certain way that you are also on the same bucket. At number 8 on the list, we have Miss Kainta, of course, Stacey, and I'm not surprised to see her here on my list because, of course, I've been very familiar with her project. This is one of the things that she did mention during her sachet ceremony. So Stacey showcases and continues the legacy of her Lola, who basically started a ministry prison which supports over 700 elderly women. One of the things that I really love and that it was really heartwarming to see was when Stacey invited one of the women who at some point stayed in the ministry prison, and they just shared the experience about how her family supported them, how they will try to give them the tools to, reintegrate to society and really make sure that they have everything that they need to go back to their normal lives. You can tell that there is a lot of emotion, a strong bond, and it's a very real relationship, which I also think it transpires on this video. When you look at them, they're all smiling, they're all hugging, they are all supporting Stacey, and at the end of the day, they have a really strong sense of community. At number 7 on the list, we have Mr. Gig, Christie McGarry, with a video that honestly gives us access to more than just her story. I feel like this video was very effective at giving us an overall perception of who Christie is. So props to her because the utilization of time within this video was amazing since it's such a short video. I feel like I was able to get to know her more on a spiritual level, what drives her, what motivates her, her hobbies, the things that she does in life, going from her more artistic side to her more spiritual side, and also even sharing about the things that she's passionate about in terms of her advocacy and the things that she wants to accomplish with her platform. She talked about Earth and the importance of the environmental preservation. So I'm really liking the fact that she's taking every opportunity that she has to really plug the things that she's passionate about and remind everyone of the things that, she wants to be remembered for precisely. Christie, being a woman in her 30s, she also has this certain level of maturity. It really transpires through the video, through her reflections. So it's something that I'm really enjoying, and honestly, I cannot wait to get some more from Christie. At number 6 on the list, we have Quezon Province, Atisa Manalo, sharing a side of her story that I feel like most of the time we don't really get to hear, or at least that a lot of us don't even know about. Of course, this is her side of coming from a poor background and basically how she had to work hard and really overcome a lot of challenges to get where she is today. Of course, when we think about Atisa, everyone talks about Binibini, Miss International, the businesses that she has been able to launch and manage over time. But very few people talk about her background and how she was able to make it to this point. If anything, I feel like this video was so good at kind of putting that message out there and constructing this image that Atisa might have of being a really privileged girl, which honestly she is, but she didn't come from money. Not everything was given to her. She actually had to work and grind to get herself in the position that she is today. At number 5 on the list, we have another girl from Quezon, but this time it is Quezon City. This was such a genuine and heartfelt video about how she was able to overcome the challenges of losing her mom, which, as I said before, is definitely a traumatic experience that is very hard to get yourself together, especially at such a young age, and, continue with your life and try to look for motivations for things that will give you a sense to keep going. Lorraine is such a good speaker, so eloquent, so impactful, and I'm going to say that I liked even more the fact that she went all throughout this video speaking her native language, because I could really feel that she was connecting with her audience, the people that she is directly trying to impact, and you can just feel how sincere and genuine that connection is as she is telling her story. She also made a point to talk about the things that set her apart and that for a very long time were the objective of bullying, of being set aside, of being told that she doesn't belong, and how she transformed all of those things into strength, and now she uses them actually as a tool to inspire other people, not necessarily who only look like her, but anyone who feels like an outcast because they look different. At number 4 on the list, we have Miss Davao Region, who for the most part, I feel like she has been overlooked so far in the competition, in the different presentations and challenges, but we must admit that her story is extremely inspiring. She is the oldest woman of the batch at 39 years old, and on top of that, she is a single mother of 2. This was not always the case, of course. She mentioned that before she used to be with the partner, but unfortunately, she was a victim of domestic violence. So she decided to start from scratch and really fight for her family, to offer them a better future. And I think that this video was just a home run because it tells the story of women, of real women, who sometimes have to face life-changing challenges and who decide not to give up for the sake of the family. And most importantly, this video reminded me of how strong and endless a mother's love is. At number 3 on the list, we have Iloilo City. I really love what she did here with her story video, playing with the words running away from and running to exemplify how before she used to run away from her problems, really trying to stay away from the things that will cause others to set her aside, to bully her, to make fun of her, and how at some point she found power within those things and decided to run towards them. This is definitely a perfect nod to Alexi's background as an athlete and the fact that she has excelled within that industry for so long, and it also felt very on brand. Just like some of the girls that I've been mentioning so far in this video, I think that Alexi also comes from a very difficult background. She has her own share of, challenges and resilience. So I feel like she was able to bring it all together and at the end of the day, deliver a message that was very, very inspiring. We got to see not only the sports side of things, but also the beauty pageant. We got to see her Lola. We got to see how she interacts with her community. And at the end of the day, a lot of people say that Alexi has so much support in Iloilo and all throughout the Philippines. But watching this video, I kind of realized that it's not just because of who she is, but it's actually for how she has impacted her community. People decide to gather around her because she has made them proud in different areas, in different industries. And I think that this video is perfect at highlighting all of those things. Yes, at number 2 on the list, let's talk about Miss Zambales, Anita Gomez, who honestly, lately just doesn't disappoint. I really love the authenticity of this video when Anita opens up about her humble beginnings. Because I have looked into her story at previous competitions, I kind of knew that this is the story that Anita has to share. But I'm really happy to see not only the way that she presented it for the camera, but about the way that she was so honest about it. Nothing was given to this girl. She has really built something for herself. And most importantly, I loved the storytelling of it all because she was able to take us through the entire process from, starting from nothing. And at the end of the day, not only decided to make something for herself, but also turn her story into a success story. Not just feeling sorry for herself or making a victim out of herself, but actually telling it in a way that is empowering for other people who might be going through a similar situation and who needed that little bit of a boost in order to also go and fight for their own dreams. Well, right before my number 1 pick, there is a blackout, so I'm sorry if all of the lights are off, but that's not going to stop me. At number 1 on the list, my favorite Her Story video goes to Miss Bakuor City, Victoria Velasquez Vincent, who actually shared a very traumatic anecdote about being kidnapped as a kid. This is extremely touching because she tells the story not just by herself, but also in the company of her mother. So you can imagine the roller coaster of emotions, having this type of conversation and looking back at such a traumatic experience. Victoria's mom is crying, Victoria is crying, and I really love the fact that you can tell how such a negative moment in their lifetime, they were able to turn it into something positive, into something that really brought them together and created a really strong bond. I feel like that's the essence of resilience, of not being defined by your past. And at the end of the day, she really took this negative experience as an indicator that, you know what, I have to use my life to make something meaningful out of it, and I cannot just take it for granted. So for me, this was absolutely incredible. So there you go, everyone. Those were my top 10 picks for the Her Story video segment of Miss Universe Philippines 2024. Let me know if you agree with me in the comment section down below. I will see you on the next one with more content and hopefully with more light. Thank you for watching. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and see you soon.